this is actually the most important step you have to do in order to create interactive exercises in Google Classroom. So this is just a Chrome plugin you can install for free. You can see it's quite new, but already, almost 9,000 teachers have installed the plugin. So you can just install it and then you can get started. So what I'm about to do now is that I'm going to Google Classroom. So this is my Google Classroom right here. So right here, and now you can see the plugin here. So this is the BookWidgets icon, and you have to have this in Chrome. So you can only use this in Chrome. That's an important step. Then if you install the plugin, you can go to the plus. So you can see here that another icon has appeared. So it's a BookWidgets icon, and I can click on it. So this is the way to making interactive exercises. So I just click on it, and then a new screen appears, and I'm in the BookWidgets environment. You can just sign up and start creating these exercises yourself. We call them widgets. So if I'm talking about a widget, I'm talking about an interactive exercise you can use, you can share in Google Classroom with BookWidgets. So we have a few examples here. You can click on it to take a look later on. If you need some help with creating those exercises, you can click on the tutorials. But that's not for now. Today, I just want to show you a real short how everything works and what the real power behind this software tool is behind creating these exercises. So if you go here, you can see create new widget. So I can click on this, and then I come in a library with digital templates, with actually digital templates. So these are empty templates any teacher can use and fill with their own content. So the possibilities are endless. You just create your own, you just add your own content, and then you create these exercises without the need of IT knowledge. So it's really easy and intuitive for a teacher to create these exercises. You can see there's a library of around 40 different widgets or exercises. You just go through it, take a look at them, how they look, how you can use them in your classroom. Another tip is to check out the BookWidgets blog, but I'll show that later on. So these are test and review widgets. If you want to make automatically graded assignments or just assignments with immediate feedback, you can use a quiz or a worksheet. So a quiz or a worksheet, then you have the timeline, you have a whiteboard, you have a web quest in which you can bundle different exercises. It's like a lesson pocket. And next it's the flashcards. So you normally the educational value of these exercises. Then we have the bingo card, the jigsaw puzzle, pair matching, word search, crossword, the memory game, randomness, hangman, mind map, spot the difference. So these are fun educational learning games because it depends, of course, on what content you put in. If you give it an educational value, it's of course better. To spice up your classes, your lessons with images, you can use a lot of these templates or widgets. The hotspot image is a nice one. So you put a background image, and then you add little pop-ups with text, with video, with other links to other widgets, with other images. So there are a lot of possibilities in this one. Also, the tip tiles is a fun one, and of course, the rest is also worth it. For math teachers, we have the active plot, arithmetic for basic arithmetic operations, a chart, spreadsheet, and we have third-party embeds. And we have the planner, which is also really fun and really handy if you're teaching students with special needs. So you can give them a strict planner to follow, and you can link them through to educational games, to quizzes, step by step. So this is actually a real fun one. Today I'm just going to show you how you can create an automatically graded quiz. You would say Google Forms. A lot of you probably use Google Forms, and that's a great tool. If you want to do more with your tests, you can use a BookWidgets quiz. You'll see it has a little bit more possibilities. Yeah, much more actually. So if you want to create an automatically rated test, just click on the quiz or the worksheet. It doesn't matter, they are practically the same. A quiz just gives the questions question by question, and in a worksheet the questions are all beneath each other, like if you hand out your students a paper worksheet. So I click on it, and then I come, like I said, in the digital template. So it's very intuitive. You just have to follow the steps from top to bottom. Here, I'm going to give my quiz or my test a name. So I'm going to make a test about European capitals, and then I'm going to add a question. So if you have questions, keep them for later on. There will be time for Q&A, so you can ask me anything you want. And then I can answer, because if you ask your questions right now, I don't have the time and it will be confusing. So I'm going to add a question to my quiz. So I click on the add questions, and then another screen pops up with actually all the possible question types. So you can see there are a lot of question types, and every question type has other options. So we have the normal question types like the multiple choice, the single line question, the rich text. So if you want them to make an essay, mark sentence, fill in the blanks, so you know those questions probably. Direct words in a sentence, correct words in a sentence. So there are a lot of question types. The annotate picture, this is also a fun one. The whiteboard question, the photo question, in which your students get to upload a photo they've made with their phone or on their tablet, computer, if they've saved it on their computer. A word ordering question, a picture ordering question. So the picture questions here, the match questions, words, matching words with words, or pictures with pictures, words with pictures. Drop questions from words, text or words above into different boxes. Picture questions, drag and drop questions, and some for math teachers and for chemistry teachers right here. So there are a lot of opportunities here, a lot of possibilities. You just have to see how you can transform your paper worksheets into a digital one and use a question, one of the questions you get to see here. So I'm going to show you here a little bit how this could look like. Right here. So let me see here. So this is actually a quiz I've made for just to show you what those questions, how they can look like, and how you can design a quiz with BookWidgets. So it's actually pretty simple. So I'll just go through them real quick so you can see all the different question types. So the fill in the blanks, the mark sentences. So this is good for language teachers, but you can see you can do other stuff with it as well. The drag and drop, you can correct words in a sentence, true or false, or other statements that you can make. just the annotate picture question, and we'll just go with, so this one you can, a word ordering question, let me see, so like this, so a picture ordering question, just a multiple choice with images, a multiple choice with multiple images, yeah, the drag and drop with images, and then like the boxes. So you can see here, they have to just, and then so these are kind of the possibilities you have in a quiz. So I'll show you now how you can create that one right here again. So I'm back. I started a quiz and I have to choose a question type I'm going to create. So my first one is going to be an annotate picture question. So my question will be, what's the indicated capital? So they have to name the capital on the background image. So I'm going to add a background image. I'm going to choose an image. I saved on my computer, but you can also choose an image online from Pixabay. So that's also a nice one. So this is a blank map from Europe. I'm adding it. So I have my question here, I have my background picture, and I have to add some fields my students have to fill out. So I can just click on it and I give the field a name. So the first is going to be Rome. This is just for me to see if I need to correct something, I can find it back. And this is the correct answer. So this is a really important one. If I want my test to be automatically graded, I have to give the correct answer. That's really important. So then I choose a position on the map. So Rome is here, I guess. Oh, and then I click on done. So this is just one field, so I'm going to add 2 more fields. Let's say Paris. Just go over it again like this. And the last one, Brussels. And then, okay, so that question is done. So I can go back by clicking on this arrow and go back to my questions, and I can see that that's my first question. I can look at that if I go to the preview. I can always look at my questions, but I'm going to leave that for when I finished my quiz, so I can show you if I have all my questions beneath each other. So I can add another question. So let's add a word picture match question. Match the cities with their monuments. So I want them to match a word, so with a monument in that city. So the word's going to be Paris, and I'm going to select an image, but I'm going to find it online, so it goes really quick. So if I look for Paris, I can find a monument right away, of course. Let's just take this one. And I'm going to add another pair. Let's say Brussels. Then so this is online and this is from Pixabay. So it's really easy to just quickly add some images and add the last one. London, and the image they have to match it. The Tower Bridge. So, and this question is ready. So I go back again, I click here, and I have 2 questions already, and it took me less than 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm going to create the last question, and this is a picture ordering question. So here I want them to order the countries from most inhabitants to least inhabitants. So I'm going to add images from countries. So here it says in the correct order again, so the computer knows how to automatically grade it. So it will give it in a random order to your students, but you have to add them in the correct order. So I'm going to choose an image I've saved. So France, that's the first one. Oh, that's not it. And the last one right here. So this question is also ready. So if you scroll down each question, you'll see that each question has other possibilities. So this is more advanced, that you have like the scoring options. So this questions, so when all elements are in correct order, students will get 1 point. I want them to get them a point for each element in the correct position. So you can change that with every question. So my questions are ready. So I want to see how it looks like. So I can click on preview and I can see how my students will see this. So you have the map. Here they can like just add some words and they can go to the next question. They can do this. And then they can add the words. So my images are a little too small, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you want, you can just create, add images that have the right size, which is much easy, which is more appealing, but that doesn't really matter. So this is how it looks like. It's very interactive. It's very visually compelling. So I go back now, like this. And you could say it's ready, but it's actually not really ready, because for every teacher, a test has different settings, has different features. And if you go to title and reporting, you can choose if your students are enabled to submit this test, or if it's just a test they have to make but don't have to submit to the teacher. In this case, I want them to submit their answers so I can grade it, so it gets automatically graded, and so I can return it with my feedback. So this is the default on. So this is important. If you really want to grade their work, they have to be enabled to submit it. Then I go to general options, because there are a lot of general options that are important too. The first one is the correction options. And default is here that show correct answers when quiz is done is enabled. In this case, I don't want this, because students will see their correct answers when they submit it, and I don't want them to see it yet. I want them to see it if I return their work, and then they can see their answers, but not yet. So this is an option you can use if you want to give really quick feedback, and if you only use automatically graded questions. There are a lot of options. I'm not going to go through them all. I'm just going to show you the most important ones. Scoring options. So I want my students to see the points associated with each question. So I enable this. And there are a lot of other possibilities. You have a startup password, spell check. You can provide a calculator. and so on. So there are a lot of other options. If I've been through those options, my quiz is done. So I have my question, I have my options, and I can share it in Google Classroom. So I just click on share, like here. So I can select a course. So this is obviously a geography course. So I'm going to select this one, close. There's no due date, and I send it to the geography stream. So that's it. I can close this. And if I refresh, I'll see that my students have an assignment right here. So this is the assignment. I'm going to switch to student now. So this is a student. You can see immediately that the stream was updated and that the student has some work to do. So the student can click here or can click on open. Wait, let's just update. Yeah, so they can click on open and then they can click on here and then they go to the quiz. So it's really handy, it's intuitive. If you're using tablets, it's really handy as well, but on a computer, as you can see, it works just fine. I'm going to make a typing mistake right here and then fill it out as a student. So this I'm going to, so this is right. And then let's make another mistake like this. So all done, I can submit. You can also see that the student is logged in because she's logged into Google Classroom. So she's logged into BookWidgets as well. She doesn't need any other credentials. So just, it's already filled in, click on submit and click on send. And that's it. So now, of course, as a teacher, I would want to see my students' work. So I go back to my teacher right here, and I can see that one student has handed in already. So I can click on this and I can click here. So you can already see that the test is automatically graded. No worries. As a teacher, you always have to look back at how this looks like, and if maybe the computer did something wrong, or if you want to give some feedback, that's still possible. So click on the work like here. So this is a student work. So if I click in Google Classroom, on the student work, I come in a new, in a new screen. So this is actually the reporting screen from BookWidgets. And you can see she has a 6 out of 10 already, but you can still change that because, okay, Paris and Madrid, that's wrong. But you could say that Rome it's okay, that you can count it correctly. So you can just give feedback beneath each question. Mind your spelling. And then you can change the grades. You can just change it and I can give her 2 points. And so here's a 7 now. The rest I can check, that's okay. I can give a comment if I want. I can give feedback really easily. I just have to click on the, go out of it, go back to European capitals, and I can see that the grade is changed. So it saved the grade automatically. So you can just click on here, change grades, give some feedback, and that's it. Close the window and go back to Google Classroom, and you can see that it has changed the grades. So I want to return the work to my student. So you know this part, just return it. Return. And then I go back to my student view. So this is my student. I reload and I can see that I got my grade. So I got a 7 out of 10. I can take a look at my feedback. So at the work. So, and that's how a student can see her work. So here, mind your spelling. So it has saved the comment, the teacher comment. You can see what's wrong and what's right. And that's the loop in Google Classroom. So this is a really, really nice and intuitive loop inside Google Classroom. You create exercises inside Google Classroom. You don't have to go outside it, so it's really, really handy. So this is actually how an automatically graded quiz works. Unfortunately, open answers aren't automatically graded. That's not possible, but you can insert some keywords, and if those keywords appear in the open answers, it will give points on the keywords. But you can afterwards, as you can see, you can always change the grades and add the grades if you want. I'm going to show you one other exercise. This is going to be another one. So I'm going to click on the plus again, choose for BookWidgets, create a new widget, and then let's say create a crossword riddle. So I click on crossword, I give it a name. So let's say opposites, title opposites, and let's add some words, light, dark, add another word. So you can just give me some suggestions so I can get this done really quickly. Light, dark, smile, yeah, smile, just let's say laugh, cry. So give me some opposites and I can use them in here. Smile, frown, frown, black and white, white, tall, short, build, destroy, sun, rain, some others, cheap, expensive, rich, and poor. So we'll keep it with that. So this is a crossword riddle. So of course, the computer has to find matching words, matching letters. So that's important. If you have too short words, sometimes those words will fall out of your work of your crossword puzzle. So I have filled out my words. I just click on generate puzzle, and then I can go to the preview. So this is a preview, and I can see how it looks like. So this is how it looks like. So I can just click here. So rain, so that was sun. So this is what my students will have to fill out. From was smile, smile, and so on. So this is a really easy crossword puzzle. And with every widget, you can change the design. So if you click on design in the preview option, you can change the color. Oh, that's not it. You can change the color, but you can also select a background. So let's see if you found someone. Opposites, yeah, bad, good. So I can change the background image, and I can, so that's a widget. It's done in like 5 minutes and I'm done. So I can go back again. There are some settings, reporting. So here I can also enable students to submit their answers, to submit the Crossword widget and to grade it, or I don't. So this one is automatically graded right away. So I can share it with my students again. I click on share, like this. So I have another course, languages in this case, send, and that's it. And I can take a look at how my student will see that. So another course here. There's a new BookWidgets exercise, opposites. I can open it and I can start creating it. So dark, lights, expensive, cheap, short, tall, destroy, build, and you'll see when it's done, it will show you if everything is correct or not. So it's green, so it will color the letters in red if they are not correct, or the words in red if they are not correct. So it's automatically graded instantly. So this is a nice feedback exercise, rehearsal exercise. So that's actually how you can create interactive exercises and automatically graded tests right inside Google Classroom. You're not leaving Google Classroom, you just have to install the BookWidgets plugin. And yeah, just install it and you can start creating these widgets.